Welcome to the WCS America Premier League. I'm Maxev, and we're here in Group D of the round of 32. We're in our first match, Suppy versus Hart. Suppy just won game number 1. He's up 1-0. We're about to start game number 2. The map is going to be Belshire Vestige. Both players say they're ready. Go, 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 go! And man, if you just tuning in, if you missed that first game on Daybreak, that was one of the best performances I've seen from a Zerg player from the Americas in quite a long time. Suppy played so exceptionally well, took down Hart in the first game, and man, if he can do it again, it would be a great win for this collegiate Zerg player. Remember, he's representing his CSL team from Berkeley. Over here, the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have our player who's up 1-0 so far. Team EG's Suppy. And his opponent, down 0-1, but no stranger to world-class play in international events. We have Axiom's Hart. And man, that last game had to be troubling for Hart. What's really characteristic about that game was Hart put on so much 3-base pressure. He tried pushing from one angle while dropping from a different one. And Suppy was able to defend it all. And Suppy was able to consistently stay on 4 bases, and Hart took a very late 4th because he was trying to just really overrun Suppy with multi-pronged pressure. But when Suppy defended so well and transitioned to a very strong Hive-Tech army, Hart was unable to consistently defend his 4th base. After got overrun once, he was able to remax, take it again. He was overrun again and could no longer continue the game. Hart here this game, though, he's going to start up with a very fast proxy barracks, followed by a factory. The barracks location really indicates he wants to put on pressure with Reapers. Well, via the ground distance, it looks like he has to run a long way to get into Suppy's base. Remember that Reapers can jump up small cliffs, so he can just run down here. This is a large cliff. Reapers can't jump up, but he can jump up this angle and then jump up this angle. So very fast Reaper aggression is going to be put on by Hart. Suppy still is not yet scouted. There's no drone scout going out for Suppy, just Overlord scouting. Hart, of course, cut some drones to build this barracks quite this early. So he really needs to get some damage done or else he's going to fall behind. Suppy, there goes the spawning pool. Will Suppy again go for that gas like he did last game? Multiple ways to defend against Reaper aggression. You can go for Speedlings and just try to survive until speed. And with speed, Zerglings can run down those Reapers and take them out. Another possibility is you just don't even make Zerglings. You just use a lot of Queens and you let a couple drones die. You try to save your drones as much as possible with good micro and say, okay, if I make extra drones, I can afford to lose a few. And also, some players even opt to use a Spine Crawler to help zone out the Reapers. Using a few slow leans as well to tank the hits so the drones can just continue mining, not having to micro them too heavily. Suppy choosing to go gas. So he will get Zergling speed at some point, and that will signal the end of the aggression from Hart. But up until that point, these Reapers can be very, very annoying. First Reaper coming in, 1 jump, 2 jumps. It's into main now. Going for the first drone. Is Suppy going to micro? He's got to turn into a building or get it to safety. Turns it into an extractor. Another drone being focused, though. This drone, it runs away as well. He's got to build a building, though. Turn into an evolution chamber. Another drone being focused. Now the Zerglings are out. No kills quite yet. And the Zerglings chase the first Reaper away. 1 Zergling going down so far. Hart following this attack up, not with a fast command center, but actually going straight to a factory. Now the command center goes down. 2 Queens popping out. First Queen comes out. One thing to notice from Suppy slowed down his gas mon just a little bit, wanting to micro those drones. Doesn't have quite enough gas to get that Zergling speed quite yet. Needs 8 more gas. Once he starts that, that'll put a timer on the Reaper harass. Of course, even once you get Zergling speed, if the Terran gets enough Hellions, he can still micro against those Zerglings. Reaper's coming in here. 1 drone goes down right before builds tractor. 2nd drone, 3rd drone, both survive. Suppy with a pretty good defense so far, but Hart doing a great job on the harass as well. Suppy making the 3rd Queen. More Zerglings. Zergling speed is still about a full minute away, though. And there's 3 Reapers. The 4th Reaper is being produced. These 3 Reapers are angry. Zerglings running in fear. Where are the Queens at? Reapers actually, they're a little bit scared. I don't think Hart perfectly identified how long it took Suppy to mine the 100 gas, so he thinks speed is much closer to being done than it actually is. He's going to back away, but he is getting a 3rd command center behind this. Taking a stock of things, worker count is exactly even. Of course, going forward, Suppy can produce workers at a faster rate due to queens, injects, and double hatcheries. But Heart is going to have 3 mules up fairly soon. Suppy's waiting for the Zerglian speed. Once he has that, he can... Oh, 1 Reaper Brave. Sees no speed. You know what? If he sees no speed, he may almost be a little bit confused that it's not quite finished yet, and he may be worried about a potential roach attack. But he saw a quantity of Zerglings, and that should give away the fact that he is going for speedlings and not using that gas to get roaches. Zergling tries to confirm the scout, gets into the main. Queen poked at it. He sees gas being mined. He looks at the amount of gas. He can see the Zerglings have speed. He knows there's no potential threat beyond the speedlings at this moment. Reaper dies, but well worth the effort. A great scouting job by Heart. Suppy taking both watchtowers, a 3rd base. Overlord sees Heart moving down to his natural. 4 Hellions and 3 Reapers. Heart's got to be careful. Speedlings could run in there and surround those units if he doesn't look. Oh, he sees the Speedlings running in. He quickly accumulates. Now with 6 Hellions, he should be just fine. Suppy gonna poke in, sees there's too many Hellions, backs off. Heart going for double engineering base. A very, very good macro-focused opening by Heart. 3 CCs, double E-base before a 3rd production facility. Just the first barracks and factory so far. This is exactly the correct way to play Terran if you identify your opponent is not attacking you early, which that 1 Reaper Scout did. Suppy as well, though. Third base should start his double upgrades almost exactly the same time as Heart. While this game opened differently than the last game, both players are going in similar directions, and they're about as even as they were last game at this point. Of course, in the other game, they both had a little bit more supply because Heart went command center first instead of Reaper aggression. But it seems like the Reaper aggression was almost net neutral as far as amount of damage it did versus, you know, the amount it slowed down Heart to put on that aggression. Suppy spreading his creep throughout the middle. More speedings being produced, now going into droning. Lair just started. Hellions and Reapers coming along the left side of the map here. Suppy sees him with a watchtower. Zergling valiantly tries to get a couple strokes off, but it does fall down. Heart looking to put pressure on a 3rd base. Suppy trying to set up a defensive speedlings. There's not enough speedlings. Drone's getting burnt, but only 2. Queen is on its own. It can't take that many units on its own. Suppy needs some additional reinforcements very fast. Drones are vulnerable. Oh, going for the surround. Heart, though, is great micro. Not letting Suppy get the surround. Suppy, 22 more speedings in production. He's got to hold on until those speedings come out. More drones falling. But if Suppy can clean up this army, it will be worth those drone losses. Going for the surround. Heart, micros behind the minerals. Suppy unable to get that surround. Zergling's being absolutely roasted. Heart is doing so much damage here. Suppy just cannot clean this up. Heart's thinking he's overstayed his welcome, backs away, and Heart with a nice advantage from that great harass. Suppy, meanwhile, putting a little bit of pressure on a 3rd base. No SCVs there to kill, though. So not as effective as Heart's pressure. These speedlings will die. Unable to kill a unit. Another pack of speedlings going down. Suppy realizing he's not in the best situation. He's not in the worst, though. Losing 6-7 drones isn't the end of the world. Going in. Oh, no. Don't lose more speedlings, Suppy. Suppy needs that map control. His opponent's on 3 bases with a supply lead. Heart forgets his army for a bit. Heart unable to start 2-2 upgrades. Army only halfway done. Suppy keeping an eye on the SCV saturation of the 3rd base. Heart not saying too many SCVs, knowing the 3rd base right now is his most vulnerable spot. Keeping most of his SCVs at his main and natural until he can stabilize the defense at that 3rd. Suppy starting 2-2. He's going to be slightly ahead of Heart in the upgrades. Heart, though, with still having map control. The first 12 minutes of this game, Suppy has really been unable to control the map, and Heart's now pushing the creep back. With the creep being receded and Heart having map control for this long in the game, it's going to be very difficult for Suppy to hold a 3rd base. It's so instrumental to have creep at least a screen out, or sorry, 4th base, excuse me. At least a screen away from your 4th base as Zerg to be able to use speed baitings to run down your opponent's units when they try to attack your 4th. Suppy going for Infestation Pit. Only a few Mulas, so he's not going to commit to heavy Mulas play, similar to last game. A few maybe to force his opponent to get some missile turrets as well as deny drop play. Heart just now starting 2-2 and combat shields. It's going to be difficult for Heart to put on too much aggression until those complete. He's going to try to move out now, but actually Suppy never got baiting speed. With no baiting speed, Suppy's going to have a hard time against Stim Marines and Widow Mines. May have to just rely on overwhelming speeding numbers. There goes 9 baitings in production. Hart's gonna have to beat back this creep spread. Speed and counterattack gets defended. Widowmine takes a bite out of them. Hart not pushing too far on the creep, wants to back away here. Swinging around to the left side of the map. He's got to be cautious, doesn't want to walk into a flank with only 2 medevacs. He can't pick up quite all his guys, but he does have 4 Widowmines. And there's no creep spread here, so it's going to be very difficult for Suppy to defend the base. Suppy moves in here. Oh, not a single Widowmine going off there. Oh, Widowmine takes out 17 Banelings there. Suppy just got massacred. And that's almost the worst thing that can happen to a Zerg. Suppy realizing he's in such a bad spot after losing almost his entire Banelings force to that Widowmine. Realizing he's going to be stuck on 3 bases until Hive Tech, given that that explosion right there goes straight to Hive. He's going to have no intention to take a 4th base, knowing that when he's behind, there's no way he can defend that against an aggressive player like Hart. Suppy's goal now is going to be to just stay on 3 bases, defend the attacks, try to get to Infestor Ultralisk, and then make very cost-efficient trades once he's at that point. Catching a drop here on the right side. Suppy can get some nice harass here down with the Mutalisk. Oh no, Hart's got great defense. Missile turret in the middle line. Oh, Viking goes down. Not a bad win. Suppy with just such a small army, down by 50 food at this point, but 6 Infestors in production. Those Infestors are Suppy's way to get back in the game. He's got 2-2 done. Ultros Cavern being started. Notice how he's not getting 3-3. That's because he's been unable to get that 4th base up this game, which means he doesn't really have the resources to both get a decent Infestor count and 3-3. Choosing to prioritize Infestor counts as he knows that regardless of upgrades, without those fungals to lock down his opponent, he'll be unable to stop Hart from just consistently kiting his army around. Hart pushing forward, getting rid of creep. Hart wanting to get rid of the creep on the right side as well as the left so he can deny potential 4th bases on either side of the map. Suppy clearing up the drop. Oh, Hart loading up a lot of units as he knows there's no creep tumors, so that's not in vision of Suppy. Hart being very conservative with his main army, which is the correct approach. When you're ahead in a game like Hart is right now, you don't want to risk your whole army unless you're very confident you can win. What you want to do is just continually deny your opponent expansions. Although I would have liked to see Hart take a faster 4th base, knowing he's had map control for such a long time. Drop heading to the main. What does Suppy have to defend? Some drones, long distance mining on the right side. There's no stack defense. Suppy taking so much damage early game, unable to get that stack defense up. Oh, Mutalisk getting massacred here. Hart's pushing in. 3 Ultras in production. Where are those Infestors? They're over here on the left side. The right side, speeding. Does a great job of defending that drop. Hart's pushing in again on the left side, pushing the creep back, but of course, this much creep, he doesn't want to commit too far onto it. Just killing the tumors and waiting for the creep to recede. The drop again in the main. Oh, great positioning on the Marines. Gets a decent trade there, but speedings do break through. Suppy now prioritizing the Ultras Carapace upgrade, knowing for its price, it's a very great deal if he has to pick and choose, given the amount of resources he has. Suppy still down by 50 food, but is now on 3 base. Now has a very cost-efficient army, Ultras and Infestors. And remember, Hart is only at 3 base as well, so while he has greater income, being 3 base plus mules, if he takes a bad fight, Suppy could get back in the game. Hart with a lot of money in the bank. Hart pushing forward on the left side. Suppy retreating. Suppy's distracted on the left side. So many Widowmines for Hart. Hart's going to retreat, knowing he doesn't want to take a committed battle when he has so many units in the main. Suppy, of course, is going to have a very hard time defending this drop as well as defending the left side. Marines run forward. Oh no, the spawning pool. Such a big blow for Suppy, losing that spawning pool. Hive is going to be focused. Suppy should save the Hive. But actually, Hart being very cost efficient with that drop, escaping with almost the entire army. Hart now taking a 4th base on the right side. Suppy is going to need to find a way to max out his army, then take a great fight, then equalize the base count, then deny his opponent's bases to get back in the game. That's a very uphill battle. Trying to equalize the base count, but Hart denies it. Speeding's coming in 1 by 1, and the Marines just mow them down. Overseer going down as well. Hart loads up. He's going to jump right back into main. And oh, Suppy has some Banelings. If Hart can drop on top of the Banelings, yes, here he goes. Getting the Banelings with a few Marines, now the rest drop out. Taking out the Speedies on defense. 1 Ultralisk decides not to go after those units. Hart not wanting to commit too far over there until he knows where Suppy's army is. Again, pulling the army on the left side while he drops on the right. Suppy is hanging in there. For how far he was behind, Suppy is doing a great job hanging in there. Ultra is coming in, cleaving up the Marines. Suppy playing very scrappy this game. He's got to hold on to this 4th base, though. If he loses this 4th base, he's going to be unable to maintain basically the scrappy level of game he's playing. A drop in a natural. Suppy defends very well. Suppy with great drop defense this series. Oh man, that Ultralisk just eating those units up. His Marines are being dropped to their deaths into the closet at Ultralisk. Widow Mines holding ground on the left. Heart pushing on the right. More Widow Mines here. Oh, Suppy doesn't want to fight too far down in the open where Heart can kite back easily. Suppy wants Heart to go up the ramp where the Fungals can land. Great positional play by both players. Not wanting to fight in a position where it is to their disadvantage. Heart saying, I have a lot of bankroll. I want to suicide some SCVs to get a stronger army. Dropped in defended as well by Suppy. Heart, 66 SCVs. He wants to get a few of those killed off. Sends in a small squad here. Of course, SCVs do not beat Zerglings. But enough units behind them. They can trade okay. More drop play by Heart. More defense by Suppy. One Ultralisk defended drop. Over here on the right side might be vulnerable. Nothing there. Drop going back. Push on the left. Heart's retreating from the left because he knows the drop's doing damage on the right. Drone's going down. Suppy cannot afford to lose too much economy. Only loses about 4 drones there, though. Pretty efficient. But again, Heart pushing on the left side. Heart now taking the 5th base. Suppy desperately trying to hold that 4th base. Suppy has been unable to max the entire game. Heart's been maxed for about the last 8 minutes. It's just been developing a bankroll. 3rd base goes down. 4th base is being targeted. Finally, Suppy gets his tuner food army, but now he has no income and he can't afford to replace his losses. Some speeding's being taken up by mines, and Ultralisk going the wrong direction. Suppy's having a hard time hanging in here. Great use of Infested Terrans. Get rid of those Widow Mines. A decent Fungal. Suppy needs a couple more great Fungals. That's a good one. Ultralisk coming in here. Suppy being very cost efficient with that engagement, but remember, Heart has so much money he can replace his losses very easily. The drop play continues, and Suppy's production is so low because he only is on 2 bases. He's actually not mining. He's trying to retake the 3rd base. Suppy going in for the big attack, trying to end the game right here. Great Fungals going down. Oh, Seeker Missiles on the army. Infestor gets absolutely massacred, but Heart's out of units. Suppy's in a production line. Can't Suppy do it? Heart has a lot of money, but he's got to get the time to reproduce. Oh, the wall. Suppy's got to get up that ramp. He's got to get up there, but his Ultras can't do it. More and more units pour out from Heart. Ultras take down a depot. They're in the main. Fungal's being chained very well. Infested Terrans being thrown down the flank. Can Suppy do it? Still down by 30 food. Heart still with a lot of money. Suppy's reinforcing with 8 speedies at a time. That's how broke this guy is. Heart taking out his main. Suppy actually defending with a single Ultralisk. Great defense there. Heart, every unit Heart produces is just popping out right into the jaws of Ultralisk. He's got to find a way to rebuild production. Perhaps starports on the right side of the map. Suppy can't really reproduce any units transitioning to air here. Might be Heart's way to deal with this army. His main is going down. Even the barracks in front are being camped by Speedlings. Counterattacking here to natural. This one Ultralisk still defends. Up to 21 kills. This Ultralisk is the ultimate defending hero. Factory goes down. Main is in shambles. Natural being focused. Ultralisk just keep there. Oh no, so many Widow Mines. Suppy cannot afford to lose the Ultralisk. He needs an Overseer there. An Infestor goes down as well. Each unit is so important to Suppy. Coming into the 3rd base. 3rd base is going to fall, but Heart still has a 4th on the far right. Heart giving up the 3rd. Suppy, meanwhile, trying to rebuild his 3rd base. Still long distance mining. Still, oh, the natural orbital goes down. Suppy again camping the production of Heart. Heart with Medivacs. Suppy with a supply lead for probably the first time this entire game. Widow Mines going forward though. Suppy, no Overseer to detect these. Ultras being picked off slowly by the Widow Mines. Each explosion. So difficult for Suppy to deal with. More Widow Mines coming in here. Fungal goes down. 3 of the Widow Mines go down. A 4th one goes down as well. Seeker Missiles. Not that effective against Ultras, but Heart will take anything he can at this time. Does Suppy have enough units to deny the 4th of Heart? That's really what it comes down to. Heart with the Planetary. Suppy's Ultras are so damaged by the Widow Mines and the Seeker Missiles. He's not confident taking a 4th out. More Seeker Missiles go down. If he can put the Ultras underneath the Ravens, The splash will kill the lone Ravens, but as it is, each Seeker Missile doing decent damage. More Widowmine explosions going down. The Ultralists are so damaged, each one in the deep red. Meanwhile, though, Suppy, third base is almost up. He's about to be able to resume mining. Hart has so much money in the bank, 7,000 minerals. Suppy swearing as Widowmine after Widowmine takes out his critical units. Hart, 6,500 minerals in the bank, but cannot spend it because Suppy destroyed all of his production. But Hart, base on left being set up. Production being rebuilt on the right side. Widowmine's re-accumulating energy. Mining is still going down for Hart. Suppy now, mining from a third base. Suppy looking the long distance mine. Nope, potentially saying, no, get back to the third mine there. Suppy, 6 more infestors in production. It's exactly what he needs. If he can chain fungals on these Ravens, that can get him back in the game. Ultralists cannot get through this formation anymore. Too many Widowmines, planetary Ultralists are too damaged. Suppy using transfusions to heal up these Ultralists. This is the 4 squad. This is the Expendables, man. There may be only a few of them, but each one is an absolute monster. Average kill count on these Ultras at about 25. This planetary has no chance against these 4 Ultralists. These guys are veterans. They've killed so many Terran units, not even breaking a sweat at the planetary. Hart with many Ravens pushing out. So much air trying to push a creep back with missile turrets. If he can push the creep back, that denies Suppy's vision, which makes it easier to harass the Ravens as the game goes on. Of course, if Suppy knows where the Ravens are, he can use his high infestor count to take them out with fungals. Suppy moving around the middle of the map. Suppy taking a 4th base. This could be one of the biggest comebacks I've ever seen. If Suppy can actually make this happen. Hart with so many minerals. He's used up 3,000 of his minerals, though. He's having to rebuild all of his supply depots because Suppy took them all out. Suppy, if he just kept killing the main, didn't allow the Ravens to be rebuilt, we might have seen it. He might be in a better position than he is right now. But Suppy's still the supply lead. He's about to be on 2 full mining bases. And in a normal game, 2 full mining bases is not that impressive at a 30-minute mark. But in a game like this, it kind of is. Speedy run by. Hart trying to take a base with an orbital. Suppy saying, no sirree, Bob. Hart, though, Marauders with each Marauder has about 3 medevacs. A few more coming in, going very Marauder heavy, 6 at a time. Suppy with only 4 Ultralists. He's going to have a hard time against those Marauders. Suppy adding in Corruptors. Suppy needs to find a way to really get his production up. Hart now is producing so many units so fast, but Hart's bankroll is fading away. About 5 minutes ago, he had 7,000 minerals. Now he's on to 2,000. Suppy, Ultralists all healed up. Plenty of Queens to continue transfusing. Seeker Missiles going down on Infestors and Corruptors. Fungals being chained. Oh, a big Seeker Missile goes off on Infestors. Marauders surging forward. Suppy taking some big hits, and he doesn't have that amazing of an economy yet, but now pushing forward again. So many Seeker Missiles, Fungals being chained. Infestors trying to get them out of chain Fungals. The Ravens all went down to Fungal Growth Queen and Corruptor, but most of the Infestors went down as well. Both players trading blow for blow here. Suppy has the better income now, but Hart has the bank. Medevac's trying to get away. Corruptors in hot pursuit. Oh, 3 more Ravens come out of nowhere. I don't know who's going to win this game. Suppy with a 20 supply advantage, taking a 3rd mining base or a 5th base from the start on the left side. Hart still with so few SCVs, only at 27. Remember, he also only has a single orbital, so it's not like he has a lot of mules. His production has been running off of his investment fund he built up from the start of the game with his lead, but that investment fund is running dry. Oh, another Infestor being targeted by Seeker Missile. It splits off. It gets blown up, but Suppy now defending his 5th base. Ultras going forward. Oh no, the kiting is too good. Suppy got to keep those Ultras alive. He has to land the Fungals. Corruptors taking out the Medevacs. Ultras just being absolutely destroyed by the great kiting of Hart. Suppy needs a Fungal growth here. Can he do it? There it goes! Great Fungal. The Ultras are all gone though. The Medevac count is dropping. Can the Queens finish it off? No, more units rallying in from Hart. Corruptor's taking all the Medevacs though. Suppy needs to burrow those Infestors. Doesn't burrow them. They all die. Actually, I don't know if he has burrow. He does not have burrow. 3 more Infestors in production. Suppy's 5th has to be given up. But Hart, now with no more bankroll, the units he's building now, he's got to just use his current economy to fund it for the rest of the game. Have to spend money to rebuild those Medevacs. Suppy going for Banings now, rebuilding those infestors, rebuilding queens. Suppy on basically one mining base. Heart still has a good amount of minerals left. This game is just so tense. I don't know who's going to win. If Suppy can connect the right amount of fungal growth, Heart's army is very damaged. No medevacs in support quite yet. Heart's got to back up and heal this army. Suppy taking a base on the right side. Heart taking the watchtower. Gathering up his forces. Heart now with a supply lead of 30. Has rebuilt 6 medevacs. Rebuilt 3 widow mines. Suppy's army is significantly smaller, but he's got that one Ultralisk. Heart denying the base on the right side. Suppy, knowing if he's going to win, he's got to get a lot of infestor energy and chain together some massive fungals. Suppy making sure Heart can't take the left base. One Marauder guarding the right side. Poor drone is going to be... Oh, no, it escapes. The drone escapes, dropping the main. Hive is being focused. Suppy loses the Hive. Of course, if he can keep the Ultra's Cavern alive, that's the big thing. In fact, at this point, he may just want to focus on infestors. Meanwhile, the left side is being targeted. A great fungal, but an infestor dies as well. A decent trade by Suppy on the left side, but the main is still under fire. Suppy giving up the main, saying if I can hold the left side, that's more important because that's where my minerals are. He doesn't think he has enough units to split his army in half. Oh, fungal just barely dodged here. Still 3 units going down. Every unit counts. Heart pushing into the natural. Goes for the spawning pool. The spawning pool falls down. Heart taking building after building out of Suppy's main. Suppy's corruptors looking to take out the medevacs. Oh, if he could get a fungal on them, that would have been amazing. But Heart escapes just in time. Heart still being careful with his army, staying off creep. Heart, his third, is actually pretty much mining out. He's about to be down to 1 base. Heart with very little minerals. Remember, he's still only on 28 workers. Suppy, though, is only on 33. A single mule for Heart. Heart is now recollecting his army. He might go in for the final battle, but remember, Suppy, he could still win this battle. He's got 5 infestors. He's got an Ultralisk, but he's got enough queens. It could be the equivalent of 10 Ultralisks. And he's got 4 Banings. If those Banings can combine with the fungals in a big way, Suppy's right back in this game. Another great trade for Suppy. Transfuse the queen. There he goes. Suppy looking for a big win in the battle. Heart trying to flank and pick off infestors, but Suppy defends. Heart moving forward. Units are spreading out. Suppy's infestors are isolated on the left. Suppy, what are you doing? No! Loses 2-3 infestors. The Banings don't get a connection once. If he can get one massive fungal, though, he might be... Can he do it? No, great cutting by Heart. Heart keeps pulling back. Suppy with no infestation but cannot rebuild those infestors. He's only on 2 now. The one Ultralisk keeps getting transfused. Such a close game. Heart backing away. Medevacs are, some of them are pretty low. He wants to regenerate that energy. Suppy rebuilding infestation but knows he needs to rebuild that infestor count. Man, if he'd lose those 4 infestors when they got stuck on the bottom of the ramp, it could have... Oh! Widow Mines! Suppy gonna... What's up this one Widow Mine? Oh, it can't... This is a weird little glitch. Oh no, it was a vision prompt. Both players had a watchtower, so nobody had vision. A great surround by Suppy, but Heart kites away. Queens provided some range damage, but there's too much healing. The Queens with no attack upgrades can't get past the 3 armor of the Terran. Heart pushes in again. Supplies very close. Suppy's retreating. Suppy needs to get some more infestors on the field. 3 more infestors in production. Suppy getting some Banings as well. Heart's right side base is his only mining base now. It's at about 1/4 of its original resources total. Heart, though, with so many medevacs. A very high medevac count from Heart. Suppy's going to need some Banings or Ultras combined with the fungal growth to take down the army. With that many medevacs, fungals alone just can't cut it. Marine being taken out on the right side. He was trying to scout. He did scout. He did succeed in down. Unfortunately, he fell to the 3 speedings. Supplies dead even. Every single unit is so important in this game. Heart starting to push forward. Is very scared of going too far into creep. Marauder taking out the watchtower. Oh, that Widow Mine. It could... Oh, Suppy sees it. Overseer sees it. Ultralisk goes take it out. Heart trying to elevate units up top, but Corruptors almost take out a medevac. These 5 Corruptors are actually pretty important for Suppy. Taking out the medevacs is so important. 2 more infestors in production. If Suppy can get a good Infestor count, Heart does not have very many Widow Mines, and Pure Bio doesn't do so well against high Infestor counts. Heart pushing in. Suppy takes out a Marauder. Big Fungal goes down. Suppy pushes in. Another Fungal goes down. Ultra's being transfused. It will not die. Heart has to get out of there. Oh, Suppy was unable to get the Fungal onto Medivacs. Heart escapes. Man, my heart almost stopped there for a second. If Suppy was able to get a big Fungal on the Medivacs, maybe he could have followed it up, but he kept most of the Infestors alive. If he keeps him alive, increases the count, regenerates energy. Both players on a single mining base. Heart pushing out again, but his army is much smaller now. This one Overlord is going to be taken out. Suppy checking on the left side. One into long distance mine. Heart denying with a drop. Heart pushing on the right side. Corruptor's looking to pick off Medivacs. Takes out a few more creep tumors. A couple volleys go down to Medivacs. Not too many Marines, so the Corruptors are actually pretty good at picking off Medivacs. More Marines being rallied out. Heart realizing his Marine count is too low. There's not very many Ultras left, and Suppy cannot rebuild them, so Heart focusing more on Marines and Marauders at this point forward. Suppy pushing a creep out. He wants to take the left base. Heart Orbital, still the third, has not moved yet. Oh, Suppy, don't fight off creep, Suppy, no! Heart getting a couple speeding kills, but Suppy, he just got to hold the ramp. Fungals on the ramp are very good. Infestors looking for some, no! Infestors, no! Losing 3 Infestors in a big way, that's not good. A fourth might go down as well. Marauder with Stim, 4 Infestors go down. A big loss for Suppy. He's got to push the creep out. Creep is so important for using this Queen Infestor Ultras defense. There he goes, another tumor goes down. More Infestors being rallied forward. 3 more Ravens being added into the mix. Another attack at the natural, going for the Billion Nest. A 4 Marauder drop, very effective at killing buildings. Suppy can't send too many units to defend that because he needs to hold this left side base. 5 Corruptors heading back. Infestors again exposed. 1 Marine tries to take advantage. Gets torn to pieces. Marauder's going for the hatchery. Suppy doesn't really need his hatchery. Not too big of a deal. But he does want to eventually stop that drop before it kills everything. Evolution Chamber is not important either. Heart, though, slowly picking away buildings. Heart now moves that orbital from his third base, trying to take the right side. Speedings and Creep denies this. If Heart is forced to camp his army over here, Suppy will be able to stabilize the left side. More and more Ravens being produced. Oh, if Suppy could get him while they're being rallied out, that'd be a big win for him. Suppy pushes the drop back. Corruptors in hot pursuit. Widow Mine goes off on an Overlord. Corruptors, be careful. Corruptors. Corruptors, don't die. Corruptors being absolutely massacred here. Take out 2 Medivacs. But for 5 or 4 Corruptors, not quite worth it. Suppy, the fatigue may be setting in. He's starting to lose a few units sloppily. Now getting Burrow, though. That could be a big win. Heart, remember, only a single orbital. Heart with only 28 SCVs in a single orbital. There's no way Heart can really have too many scans at its disposal. Burrowed Infestors could be key here. And finally, Speedy is going to deny some of these buildings from the main. Each supply depot killed is another supply depot that Heart will have to rebuild at some point. Heart going in, using one of those precious scans to clear out the creep tumors. Going up the ramp. Suppy with a decently sized army here. Oh no, the Ravens! Run, Queen, run! Run, Queen! Gets out of range just in time. Another Raven coming forward. 1 Infestor. It's running away. Oh no, another Infestor goes down. Infestor gets out of range. More Hunter-Seeker missiles being targeted. That one on Infestor that died. Another Infestor being targeted. Suppy running forward here. Oh no, oh, just barely splitting them off. Trying to get the Fungals, but the Seeker missile. Oh, great Fungals going down. Heart's army gets devastated here. Ultras cleans it up. The Queen's in the back. Suppy did lose many Infestors, though, to those Seeker missiles. But now he knows Heart just lost his army while Heart's rebuilding. Suppy moves to take out this right side base. A few Widow Mines and units trying to valiantly defend. SCV's now under fire. Heart running in with a dropship, trying to drop some units. It's some cute micro by Heart, but that Ultralisk, this Ultralisk has been around for the last 10 minutes. It's got only 15 kills, though. Takes out the Widow Mine. SCV's in the fight. Over on the left side, 1 Marine being taken out by Herd of Queens. Heart with a lot of Medivacs and Ravens establishing the right side base yet again. Suppy's been pushing the creep to the right. That could be instrumental in trying to deny the right side base. Suppy, meanwhile, constant mining from the left side base. You know, 12 drones mining is pretty big at this point in the game. 1 Marauder trying to run away. for his life, but the Speedlings show no mercy. Heart no longer able to reproduce those air units. Although I don't think he's worried about getting more air units right now. He needs more basic bio ground force. We're using Ravens to spot the creep tumors. Each fuel is so important for Heart because he only has 11 SCVs in a single orbital. Not very many scans at his disposal. Raven is going to be looking for big Seeker missile combinations. 4 more infestors being produced. Suppy now feels he has economy to add Ultras Cavern. Suppy is winning this game. He's up by 40 supply. He needs to wait to rebuild a few more infestors and make another move on the right side base. He's got to be careful about a potential base race on the left side as well, because Suppy only has a single mining base on the left side. Plenty of drones there. Building the Bailey nest as well. Now, Speedlings coming on the right side. Hunter Seeker missile goes down on Infestor, but I think it gets out of range just in time. More Speedlings run forward. Heart trying to get more. Oh, double Seeker missiles on the Queens. Big explosions, but transfusions just in time. Nothing dies. Suppy pushes forward yet again. Ravens are out of energy. Ultranus just will not die. That guy keeps getting transfused, but Suppy can't fight off creep. Queens are too slow. Oh no, Heart still has plenty of Marauders and Marines. He's pushing forward. Big Bungle goes down. That's what Suppy needs. Ultras connects. Heart loses half his bio army. Medevac being taken out. Ultras overextending, but being pulled back. Suppy in firm control of his units right now. Such an action-packed game. Orbital on fire. That one Corruptor that didn't die before is making it work now. Raven going down to the Queens. Corruptor at work on the right side on the medevacs. Queens slowly waddling uphill to support that Ultralist. Rambo Ultralist herds for a great Bungle again, and Speedlings flag. Heart's last base is being torn to pieces. Speedlings are dancing. Heart GG's, and Suppy wins 2-0 over Axiom's Heart. An amazing performance by Evil Genius and Suppy. He's going to win versus Heart 2-0, advancing to the winner match. If he can just win one more series, he's in a WCS America Premier League round of 16. What an amazing series. Wow. So much craziness went on that game. A 15-minute game that was last 20 minutes were neck and neck. It was basically a base race where a Terran didn't win. How amazing is that? If you know anyone who hasn't seen this series, both games 1 and 2, Suppy played with such heart and conviction. Heart played amazing as well, but it all ended with the Speedlings dancing and Suppy. Man, what a character. What a great guy. What a skillful player. Let's see if Hello Kitty, his fellow Chinese-American compatriot, can follow suit as he takes on Ryung in our next series. We'll be right back after a short break.